Hey guys, Dr. Mario here with the BodyFix. I want to go over the 90-90 stretch for the hips. But let's talk about something first before we get into that. So a lot of people, when we talk about the hips, you know, we're dealing with motions of going forward and we're going from side to side. But one motion that we do not deal with is this internal-external rotation. Just like we deal with the rotator cuff, you see people doing this all the time with the rotator cuff to stabilize the shoulder joint here. We need to do the same with the hip as well. So what I like to do is I'll get on the floor here and I will get into a 90-degree position for my knees. So my ankle with relation to my knee into my hip should be approximately 90 degrees. And even in this position, I can feel a stretch. So this hip, you can see, it's actually internally rotated, and this is more externally rotated. So how I like to start, if there's so much tension automatically in here, what I like to do is just put my body to the side here. So again, in this position, I will feel a stretch along the either deep joint capsule here or along the groin. And then back here, I'm gonna feel it on the outside of my glute. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just sit here for about however many seconds I really want to do, 10, 20, 30 seconds. When I feel good, when I feel like this is opened up or this is opened up, I'm going to move my torso just a little bit more upright. And the moment I do that for myself, I can feel more deep stretching in the hip on the left side here, okay? When I feel too much stretch here and I can shift over the weight to the right side, I'll do that. So I'll feel good enough stretch here. I'll come to the right side and I'll just kind of rotate and lean forward on my chest on top of my right knee, and I will feel a stretch on the back side of my right hip here, okay? A big thing with this one is people that have arthritis of the hip or have really lacking motion of this internal, external rotation. So for instance, my right side, I used to be a pitcher, my right side has a little hip arthritis. So what I'll do is I'll do this position on this side. I have to start way back here on this, but I know, since I know that this side is a little bit more stiff, I will focus double time stretching on this side. And so I love to do this performance right before a leg workout, any sort of squats, lunges, things of that sort. This is a great way to open up the hips, to get that stationary, to get that stable so you feel more even when you're doing the squat, so you feel more balanced when you're doing the lunge. On a side note here, this is how I would like for you to start, but eventually what I want you to do is when you get more upright here, we're gonna start to add some contractions, and you can try this if you have the range of motion already. So in this position, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my ankle and get my knee on both sides, and I'm gonna press them to the ground, and I'm going to really contract. I'm going to contract my quads, my calves, and my quads and calves on this back side here, and I'm going to hold that contraction for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then I'm going to relax. And then I can either go back to this position, or I can just stay right here and just relax. And then again, I'm going to go ahead and press down and contract. I can even support my hand here just to give me a little bit more thrust into the ground, and I'll start to feel a little bit increased range of motion. When we start contracting certain muscles, we're gonna have neurologically other muscles start to relax, so it's a pretty cool thing. But again, do this exercise to open up your hips, especially for you guys, because we have more narrow hips compared to females. So when you do this before squats or any sort of leg workout, this is gonna be fantastic. Obviously, if there's too much pain or anything like that, you shouldn't feel a sort of pain. You should feel a stretch or a deep stretch in the joint capsule. So try this exercise out and see what you think. And if you have any comments, please leave them below and try it out.